In the conference, he dedicated time to talk to us about the soil that is a mixture of minerals, organic matter, gases, liquids, and countless organisms that together support life. He also talked about soil porosity, which basically are spaces in the soil and is a fraction of the volume. He also mentions soil structure, color, texture, and horizons that represents how many iron oxidations that soil has. He talked about water infiltration, that is a process by which precipitation of water soaks into subsurface soils and moves into rocks through cracks and pore spaces. As we mentioned before, the bulk of rainwater and melted snow end up infiltrated. But where does it go in the ground? Water can be absorbed by the soil and may stay in the soil for a long time until it gradually gets evaporated. If there is a lot of vegetative cover, like green plants, the infiltrated water can also be absorbed by plant roots and later transferred. Infiltration occurs in the upper layers of the ground but may also continue further downwards into the water table. He also talked about water permeability. That is a property of material that lets fluids to diffuse through it to another medium without being chemically or physically affected. He talked about water purification, that is a process of removing undesirable chemicals, biological contaminants, suspended solids, and gases from contaminated water. Most water is disinfected for human consumption, but water purification may also be designed for a variety of other purposes, including fulfilling the requirements of medical, pharmacological, chemical, and industrial applications.
The theme of the soils is very important for our agronomics. So in the conference, he talked about the soil and everything related to this. There are important factors such as soil, for example. Soil structure. Describe the arrangement of the soil on of the pore space located between them. Soil porosity refers to the amount of pores or open space between soil particles. Pore space may be formed due to the movements of roots, worms, and insects, expanding gases trapped within this space by groundwater. Soil color does not affect the behavior and use of soil. However, it can indicate the composition of the soil and give clues to the conditions that the soil is subject to. Also, organic matter. Organic matter refers to the large pool of carbon bases compound found between naturals and engineering, terrestrial and aquatic environments. Soil profile is an important tool in nutrient management. By examining a soil profile, we can gain a valuable insight into soil fertility. As the soil withers or organic matter decompose, the profile of the soil change. And soil oceans is a layer generally parallel to the soil's crust, whose physical characters differ from the layers above and beneath.
Water table is a superface where pressure head is equal atmospheric pressure. Individual points on the water table are typically measured as the elevation that the water reaches to in a well screened in the shallow groundwater. The groundwater may be from infiltrating precipitation or from groundwater flowing into the aquifer in areas with sufficient precipitation. Water infiltrates through pores space in the soil, passing through the unsaturated sun. The sources of underground water contamination are underground water, the water table, and aquifers. Sources of contamination: excessive use of pesticides, garbage dumps, disposal of liquids, sewage outlets into permeable structure, lack of sewage systems, excessive use of fertilizers.